5 mistakes are made, and the reason why you need to avoid making these mistakes. The first thing is bookkeeping. When I got into cleaning business, I was just excited about just starting my company. I was, I didn't. Whilst I grew up in a business oriented home, my mindset was not a business oriented mindset. So for me to come to the point where I want to get started on my cleaning business or any business at all, I was just focused on do the work, do the work, do the work. In part, it is my personality. So the first mistake I made was I didn't focus on bookkeeping issues. Listen, that is very, very critical because the tax man, they are going to be on you. Thank God that, it didn't get to that point for me, but I realized that because I didn't focus on bookkeeping issues in the beginning of my business, I struggled a little bit. Let's be transparent. I struggled a little bit. Taxing issues, because I was set up as an LLC, making sure that, everything mashed up. Everything was on the, in line, because I knew I wanted to grow my business to a certain point, right? I knew I wanted to grow my business to a 6-figure. I knew I want to grow my business to a 7-figure business. Right now, we are working towards our 7-figure business, and we are not there yet, but we will get there. And that is not the point, right? I'm not gonna sit here and just pretend. But what I'm saying is that because I didn't have bookkeeping, knowing where the expenses should go, knowing, making sure that I understood everything about the profit and the loss of the business. When we got to about year 3, I was like, oh, that is why I should have paid attention, right? Because if you do not know your numbers, you are just going to be spending, buying every little thing that you think is critical for your business, but it's not, right? You have to know your numbers. The best way you know your numbers is through bookkeeping. Proper bookkeeping will keep you on par. Proper bookkeeping will tell you, all right, this is the return you're getting on your marketing stuff that you're doing. This is the expenditure you're making, right? From your labor to your marketing to anything you're doing concerning the business. So this is how much you need to bring in a month to be able to pay yourself, pay your staff, and to be able to make sure that the business has its cuts and you do the operational stuff for the business. So the first thing is bookkeeping. That is so critical. Number 2, not networking with other cleaning companies. Let me tell you, facts. You guys, anybody watching me or watching the other cleaning janitorial coaches on YouTube, I personally like AJ Simpson. Let me just give him a shout. Be thankful that you have us. Because the cleaning business is one of the most mute businesses I know. People don't talk. But if you're somebody like me that is outgoing, you want to be able to get with people that will help you grow your business. Honestly, I didn't do that. I was intimidated. Not only, the reason for that in part is because I just moved to Massachusetts and I didn't really know my left and right, but I wanted to get started and I got started. But the other thing too is that we have this mentality that if they know about us, they're going to sabotage us. And that is not true. And one day I'll make a video about why you should not care about your competition. Because there is no competition. The only competition you have is yourself. And that is not a cliche, it's true. But I didn't collaborate with other cleaning business enough. And there were people who came my way. I just stayed away from it because I didn't know if I could trust them. But it's starting around year 3, year 4, I started really to connect. Like one of the people that we talk all the time is Hamilton Janitorial in Connecticut. Lee is awesome. And knowing Lee, talking to her has really been a blessing to what we are doing at Distinct Cleaning and with Janitorial Coaching Hub. Number 3 is hiring anybody that come through the door. Let me tell you, man, don't make this mistake. It will cost you. It will cost you heartache. It will cost you clients. It will cost you issues even at home. Because if you just hire anybody that is just looking for a job and you don't really take time to assess them. One day you expect them to be at work, and at 2 o'clock you check your systems, whatever systems you have in play, and you realize that Bob didn't show up to work. So now you live about 45 minutes from the account, and you have to go and rush in, wake up from your bed, and go and take care of the account. It has happened to me, okay? So hiring anybody who comes through the door, oh man, please avoid this, because you don't even know. I've hired people who will show up one day, 2 day, and the third day they will ghost me. And later I'll come to find out that some of them, had other issues, issues with substance abuse. And at the time, I take the responsibility. I did not do the due diligence, and because of that, now I just don't hire anybody just come through the door. I assess you, and please don't tell me your cousin can do the job. I don't care about that neither, because most likely this is what happened. You have probably told your cousin all the wrong things you're doing on the job, and if your cousin comes on the job, guess what? He or she is going to be making the same mistakes because they think it's acceptable, right? Number 4, not setting real goals. Please, I'm begging you, set real goals. And I know that was a mistake, because if you don't set real goals, you're gonna be like a person that is shooting an arrow with a blindfold. As long as it sticks to anything, catches anything, you are fine. But if you set real goals, you are not easily moved, right? You know where you are going. You know what your target is. You know how many clients you need in a month to make sure that you reach your financial target. You know the type of client that you want because you have set real goals, right? So number 4 mistake is, I was so excited. I want to get new clients. And let me tell you this about not setting real goals. If you do not set real goals, you will follow every single trend that comes into the industry, whether it is in cleaning or whatever, but I'm speaking more for cleaning, right? You will follow every single trend. And you know what that's going to make you? You may make a little bit of money there, but you end up getting frustrated. You end up getting tired, and that's how people start to fail in their business, all right? And number 5, I was focused so much on getting clients, and that is a good thing. But you gotta focus on your systems and your processes early. Please, the idea that you have to wait till year 5 to start focusing on automation, don't you want free time? Don't you want to be able to have a business that is working without you necessarily always working in the business? I believe that you ought to work in the business, but I also believe that you ought to work on the business. So you have to strike a very good balance, right? And one of the best ways you strike a very good balance is that you start to implement your systems and your processes. The systems and processes will now become automated, or it's just it works by itself. It works by itself. And having the systems in play frees you up. It gives you the ability to think. And thinking you can't put money on thinking, right? You think about your business. You think about how you can create more time to spend with your family. Somebody like me, I got started with my business as a new husband, as a new dad. And I had to learn to juggle the two. And remember, I had a 9 to 5. You guys know my story. So I had to do the 9 to 5. I'm a new dad. Got to wake up, feed the baby. You know how it goes. And then got to spend time with my wife. And then I'm in the church. I got to make sure that my ministries are all working well. All these things are critical, but it doesn't give you a reason to fail. So one of the best ways you do that is you set up systems and you understand the processes so it works for you, right? So remember, these 5 mistakes, I don't want you to make it. Know your bookkeeping. Hire somebody that can help you with your bookkeeping. If you want somebody, I have somebody that I can recommend for you. She is awesome. And she will sit you down and walk you through the mindset of having a very good bookkeeping system going on. Not networking with cleaning companies. please find a cleaning company, work with them. Hiring anybody, stop hiring anybody that come through the door. Please, stop. Just take your time, assess the individuals, right? Set real goals. Goals are achievable. I like Grant Cardone, the 10X rules. Set goals are high. Don't set goals that are low and when you achieve them, you think you have done well. Set goals that are super high. And something about it will force you to also do well. All right. I really believe that. And finally, work on your systems and your processes. Follow Janitorial Coaching Hub on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, and soon we are coming on LinkedIn and our website is coming. Soon you'll get access to subscribe. But for now, click the subscribe button on that you see. Click it also on Instagram and let's do it, man. I'm excited to be here. See you around.